morning, everyone, and welcome to Family STEM Fridays. I'm so glad you can join us today. This month, we're going to be reading books about trees and plants. I'm so excited. Our STEM projects this month will be SEUSS'S projects. We'll be making some TRUFFULA trees, we'll be making a LORAX puppet, and of course, we'll be eating some one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Is everyone ready to get started? I sure am. Let's start off with a song. Everybody have a seat on the floor. Here we go. Everybody have a seat, have a seat, have a seat. Everybody have a seat on the floor. Everybody have a seat, have a seat, have a seat. Everybody have a seat on the floor. Not on the ceiling, not on the door. Everybody have a seat on the floor. I would like to thank Random House Publishing and Millbrook Press for their permission to read their books to you today. Is everyone ready for our stories? All right, our first story today is, Could you plant a tree with Dr. Seuss's LORAX? Written by Todd Tarpley. Here we go. Could you plant a tree? I am the LORAX. I speak for the trees. The trees need your help. Can you help the trees, please? Smoke from the factories goes into the air. Up, 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 there's smoke everywhere. The smoke makes us cough. The smoke makes us wheeze. Too many factories, not enough trees. Trees are quite useful. They help clean the air. They help remove lots of bad things found there. Many creatures like birds make their home in the trees. Chipmunks and squirrels, insects like bees. Trees also make shade, which helps lower the heat. And many trees grow the good food we eat. How can you help the trees? I'm glad you asked, for that is exactly our very next task. We will plant a new tree. We will have lots of fun. In fact, we may even plant more trees than one. Do you live in a place that is sunny and hot, or in a place that is cloudy and rainy a lot? Trees have different needs for soil, water, and sun. You have to be careful to plant just the right one. A wide-spreading oak, well, it may grow just fine in a place that would never be right for a pine. A palm tree might thrive in the hot and dry air, but an evergreen tree may not like it there. This big-rooted cypress grows where it's wetter. Acacias, however, like the deserts, much better. Which kind of tree will you choose? There are thousands of trees. Some trees are so tall that they sway in the breeze. Some trees are so small that they don't reach your knees. Have you ever seen trees that are stranger than these? I don't think so. Once you find the right type, you are ready to go. You can choose a spot in the sun where you want it to grow. You might want to plant a seed, acorn, or berry, and you may grow a tree. Is this fast? No, not very. But here is a plan that you may try instead. It will help you start faster. Move full speed ahead. At a place called a nursery, tree experts grow trees. They come in small pots and they're sold just like these. Do you see all the trees in the pots at the nursery? Then take your tree home and plant it with care. And when you are done, what a tree you have there. It takes many years for a tree to grow tall, just like a person who starts very small. But once it grows bigger, then oh, what a thrill. It will help clean the air. Yes, I promise it will. If each of us plants just one tree, just think what a wonderful world it will be. Could you plant a tree with Dr. Seuss's LORAX? Our next book is Plants Can't Sit Still by Rebecca Hirsch, illustrated by Mia Posada. Do you think plants sit still? I'm not quite sure. Let's find out. Plants don't have feet. fins or wings, yet they can move in many ways. Look closely and you'll discover that plants can't sit still. Plants can wiggle as seedlings start to grow, and they squirm out of the spring soil, unfold their leaves, and reach for the warmth and the light. Plants can creep. They slither underground or crawl through tall grass, searching for the things that all plants need: water, sunshine, and room to grow. And as they search, plants can climb a fence or walk up a wall. Plants can hide from a hungry grasshopper or surprise a fly. Snap! Some plants sleep at night, flowers folding, nodding, while others wake with the stars and lift their faces to the moon. Plants can tumble on a breeze, whoosh, as they bounce along, seeds sprinkle out. If you look closely, you can see the seeds right there. Plants even explode. They fling their seeds out into the world to make new plants. A seed is a plant built for travel. Seeds can whirl like helicopters or float on parachutes or glide on papery wings, but they can't sit still. Seeds hitchhike on your socks or on a fox's bushy tail, and they take a ride inside a bear. Seeds set sail, splash down the river and past the swaying trees into the wide ocean, drifting, waiting for what all plants need: water, sunshine, and room to grow. When the seed finds a spot, the seedling squirms out. It unfolds its leaves and reaches for the warmth and the light. And it keeps on moving because, you guessed it, plants can't sit still. And what I like most about this book, in the back of the book, it tells us all about all the plants that were in this book. So the sunflower and the milkweed and the morning glory and the sensitive plant and the Venus flytrap and the common bean and the moonflower and the Russian thistle, the squirting cucumber, the red maple, the dandelion, the Asian climbing gourd, and the kookaburra and the raspberries, and the coconut palm or the coconut trees. Plants can't sit still. Alrighty friends, it's time to do our STEM and art projects. Everyone should have received their STEM bag, and in this bag there are so many fun STEM and art activities. The first one we're going to do is we are going to make our LORAX puppet. And for this puppet, you will need the bag with the orange oval and a brown paper bag or an orange paper bag. Whichever one will work. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is check to see that I have all the pieces I need for this project. I have a large orange oval. I have a yellow mustache. I have some tiny parts. I have a little orange nose. I have 2 white parts of the eye and 2 black parts of the eyes and 2 eyebrows that kind of look like 1 fish, 2 fish. Alright, so let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our Elmer's school glue or Elmer's glue stick, and we're going to glue the bottom portion of the bag. That's the portion of the bag that would normally sit on our countertop. And we're going to use lots of glue on this part of the bag. Next, we're going to take our orange oval and we're going to stick it right in the middle. We're going to press down really hard and count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. And there we have our puppet body. Next, we're going to take the mustache. And friends, go ahead and use lots of glue on this because it will dry clear. And we're going to put that right about There, kind of towards the bottom of the oval. The next thing I'm going to put on our puppet is the nose. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue right where I want the nose to go, right in the middle of the mustache. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the two black eyes, and I'm going to put some glue on my orange oval, and I'm kind of going to put them right over his cheeks. So the puppet will look just like this. Does it look like the LORAX yet? We're getting there. Then I'm going to take the white eyeballs and glue those on. Okay, there we go. Oh, and there are the whites of his eyes. And finally, we're going to glue on his bushy eyebrows. So right over the eyeballs, I'm going to put a lot of glue, set my glue down, and I'm going to put on his eyebrows. All right, I'm going to give everything one final press. You can still move it around a little bit. Wait just a few minutes, and then your LORAX puppet is ready to go. Ready, friends? For our next craft, we are going to make our very own TRUFFULA trees. For this craft, we will need the bag with the 3 straws sticking out of it. So let's just double check and make sure we have everything in the bag we need for this craft. We'll have our 3 straws. We will have our pom-poms. Some of them are sparkly and some of them are fuzzy. And we will have tissue squares. We have green tissue squares, pink tissue squares, purple tissue squares, and orange tissue squares. Alrighty, let's get started. Just want to remind everyone that we will need Elmer's school glue for this project, a glue stick, if you prefer, and some scissors. As you can see, I already started working on some of our green tissue squares. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a green tissue square and wrap it around the tip of a pencil. Then I'm going to dip it into the Elmer's school glue, and this is where it gets fun and a little messy. And I'm going to twist it onto my plate. And there we go. More grass is added to my plate. All right, so let's do that one more time. I'm going to take the green tissue square, put it on the eraser of the pencil, and you just wrap it around that pencil, and I'm going to squeeze it and dip it right into the glue. Careful not to drip too many times. I'm going to stick it onto the plate and give it a twist. And there we go, and we have our grass. Continue doing this until you use all of the green tissue squares. When you think you have enough green tissue squares on the bottom for the grass, it's now time to make our TRUFFULA trees. Take one of the straws, kind of give it a little bit of a measure, and I think we should cut it right in half. And they're just paper straws, so all you need are child scissors. Give it a little snip, and there we go. I'm using school glue and a Q-tip to put a little glue on my tree trunk, and I'm going to stick it right onto the plate. Continue on until you have all 3 trees on your plate. Once you have all 3 trees glued onto your plate, it's now time to add the leaves of the TRUFFULA tree. This is what the orange, pink, and purple tissue squares are for. To make the leaves of the TRUFFULA tree is the same thing we had to do for the grass. We take the tissue square, wrap it around the eraser part of the pencil, stick it into the glue, and stick it onto the plate. And continue until your trees are full. If you're having some difficulty with the tissue squares, I know I was having a little bit of trouble. That is why I have the pom-poms in there. All you have to do is stick the pom-poms into the glue, and definitely use a lot of glue for this, and stick it right on top of your TRUFFULA tree. And there you have it, your very own TRUFFULA trees. Alrighty, it's time for our TRUFFULA tree building contest. For this activity, you will need the bag with the spaghetti in it, the straw, the cotton balls, and the clay. Now friends, we are going to build the tallest truffula tree we can. For this, we're going to need to start off with a base. So I thought it'd be a really good idea if we use some clay to hold all of our supports of our tree. Now this clay is a little tough, so parents, you might need to help our friends work the clay until it's nice and soft and warm and moves around. And once it gets to a nice soft point, you can stick it right on a paper plate. I'm using a paper plate to protect my table. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our spaghetti, and it's not cooked, so we're not going to eat the spaghetti. And we're gonna put it together with our clay. And you can come up with a way that you would like to build and design your tree. Once I've stuck my spaghetti into my clay, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my marshmallows to hold my tree together. Hopefully it'll stand. Oh, there we go, I think I got it. Okay, maybe one more. And if you feel like it, if you want to add a little bit more clay up here too, go on ahead and add some clay so it all stands together. Once you have your base, you can use a plastic straw or one of your paper straws left over from your other craft. Add onto your tree. And if you want to get creative, you can use a cotton ball at the tippy top for your very soft feathers or leaves of the truffula tree. So yours may look totally different than mine, but have fun, and I hope you guys build the tallest truffula tree you can. Already, our final craft today is more of a craft snack. We are going to sort goldfish, one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. For this craft, we will need the bag with the red, green, orange, and yellow construction paper. Everyone will get a little packet of goldfish. The first thing you do is open the packet and pour the goldfish into a bowl. And then you sort the goldfish. Here's an orange goldfish and a yellow goldfish and a red goldfish and a green goldfish. After you've sorted all of your goldfish, you count them to see which color had the most goldfish from the bag. And the best part is when you're all done, ask your parents and you can eat your favorite colored goldfish. Enjoy! Thank you so much for joining me for Family STEM Fridays. I hope you enjoyed all of our SEUSS'S creations, and I hope you enjoyed the books. Don't forget to eat your goldfish. We'll see you next month for March's Family STEM Friday. Bye-bye.